o'clock.
Okay, minutes of the previous meeting, and did you guys review those?
Make a motion to accept as they were sent.
Okay, David,
Second.
all right. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and nobody's here to oppose. Okay. Comments or concerns of any person present today? Anybody have any tidbits or questions that they're concerned about?
The only thing I'm concerned about is ESI. They suck. It's just that simple.
Yes, I have relayed that message to the commissioner. And is this a continuation of the situation?
Well, I got 4 guys trying to take their test, and even though they've gotten their certificate back, they've gotten everything, they go online, they're not registered. You try and call, it's an hour, 10, hour and 15 minutes to try and get someone. It's just ridiculous. They've been trying for 2 months now to take the damn test. So there's my thoughts.
That's okay. I'm trying to work with the commissioner on this to have some kind of a tracking system so that we don't have to reach out on the phone, but I have no idea what's going to shake out. And I wrote a note and I'll stay on top of that, David, okay? Janita, are you attending the meeting? Is Janita-
I have not seen her come
Okay,
into the meeting just yet. That doesn't mean she isn't. I did speak with her briefly at the office.
Okay.
And she was supposed to get a report to me. So I'm sure she'll join and possibly have details of the report for you.
okay.
So I guess we'll just keep moving and hopefully she joins us.
All right, if not, by the end of the meeting, would you just send her a note that the board is requesting the complaint status report, and if she could forward it to you, then you forward it to us, and that way we would have it. That would be good, okay?
Yep.
DCP Legal Division, is there anyone from them representing themselves today?
Unfortunately, I do not have anybody in here just yet. I have the participants window open, trying to promote as they come in, and no one's joined just yet.
Okay. Old business, continued review of out-of-state occupational trade licenses for determination of equivalency. We have worked on some of that stuff in the past. And one of the questions we were talking about was the Rockland County license and what their requirements are and so forth. So it's similar to an S1, and I think Karen was working on that. We've had some applicants from Massachusetts and Rhode Island with refrigeration license journeymen's applying for licenses, and some want an S license, which is we deny, and some want a refrigeration license, and there's a D2 and a D4. We can approve them for the D4 because that's similar and comparable, but the D2 is a problem because both those states don't have gas included in their refrigeration license. So we reject them and tell them they've got to take a gas course or a pipe fitters course to match the licenses. Some accept it and some aren't happy. So that's where we're at with that. Any questions on that, guys? You guys are hearing me, right?
I hear you. No questions
Okay.
from me.
All right, David, you're comfortable?
We're in good hands with Bob, so I'm all set.
All right, all right. Again, we've had the application review working group. We're running into some questions, and since Richard Hurlbert has retired, there's an awful lot of knowledge that has been retired with him. So when certain classes apply for licenses, without Richard's input, we are struggling a little bit to figure out what the requirements are or how we got to this in the first place. So going to be interesting with that. Application processing PSI, that is not good.
Thank you for bringing that to the attention of the commissioner.
Not a problem. And we're going to try to work forward on that, David.
What, David, what, is that holding you up in any way that these people can't get their licenses?
Well, yeah, can't go on
Well,
their
why-
own if they get a license.
Why can't we, I don't know what power we have, but why can't we just say, because these people have tried and tried and tried and PSI isn't cooperating until they are proved that they can't or don't have a license yet because of the state and the PSI holding them up. Why can't we just say, let them go out as journeymen?
Well, it's not
Until-
the state, it's PSI. I mean,
PSI, right?
they just gotta fix the guys are registered in their system. So they've been accepted, everything's good. They go online to their online system, it says they're not registered. So then they have to call. And then, I tell my guys, it's gonna be over an hour, you're gonna wait, so you need to make time for it. And that's the issue, is when are they gonna do it? So I
That's
tell them,
ridiculous.
it's Vegas time, so do it after work. I waited an hour and 10 minutes. I got a thing on my phone, it tells me how many minutes, like everyone else, just to talk with someone.
Modern technology is great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gotta be an easy fix.
It's probably a
Something,
glitch, yeah.
they're registered, they have the information, but you go online and they're not there. They're not registered. That's what they tell you. All four
No,
guys.
what can we do to alleviate the situation? I don't know. I never remember having anything like this before, but this is ridiculous.
Oh,
Well,
totally
I
frustrating.
would venture to say, Cammy, that you might chit chat with John Higgins, and I'll bet you they're finding their guys are doing the same problems, or whoever's in charge of the HVAC school there,
Yeah, one
Yeah.
of my guys had his mother call. She waited an hour and 15 minutes to talk to someone.
Was she able
And
to
it
get it
didn't do any
resolved?
good.
I told her, no, he was able to set up a time to take his test. But I told him I was gonna hire her for the other guys.
It'd be cheaper, David.
She's a bear. She wouldn't get off the phone until she had a date for her son. It's awesome. Mama bear.
Just disappointing,
Very.
and I'm trying to be good, and I know how good you're being, David. Thank you.
I kept my
Yep, you're good.
vocabulary down.
It's just frustrating, and especially for these kids to work so hard to go through this whole hoop, and then nobody cares. So I'm gonna write an email. I will email the commissioner again.
Yeah, and Karen is just fabulous.
Yeah.
She's helped me out through the process many times, because are very non-respondent PSI. It's just terrible. So
Yeah.
she's really good. Thank God for Karen.
Okay, so, I mean, unless there's, oh, hi, John, how you doing?
Howdy, sorry I'm late.
Good to see you.
Morning, John.
Are you having any of your apprentices having issues trying to get a test date once they've been approved? I'm having a terrible time with my guys.
I have not heard that.
Maybe it's just me.
Can you inquire, it's not just you, because I was talking to Larry Valeries the other day, and he's got same issue with different contractors with their guys. John, is it possible to inquire, because PSI will approve and let the applicant know, so when they call, they get online to schedule their test, they're listed as not registered. And then you got to call to try to get it resolved, and it's a lengthy conversation while you're on hold. But
Xfinity right now.
you know,
Well, they don't, Bob, they don't even tell you you've been accepted either. They don't send you written, they don't send you an email. They ask for email addresses. My guys check their emails. They don't know when they're approved. And you got to follow up and keep calling them. It's just horrible.
all right. I will email the commissioner when we get through and see if she's made any progress on that, saying that the situation still exists, and see where we're at. Okay. John, do you have, did you catch the early part of the meeting, John? We had our minutes. Did you?
Nope, I just came in.
Okay, so the minutes were approved, no big deals there. We did not get a complaint status report from Janita. We have been going through the applications working group, and we continue to receive very interesting applications. I have been working with Andrea Comer about trying to streamline the application process. Most everybody that gets the DOL Gold Star letter, those are relatively easy and simple. The ones that become a problem for us are trying to mix and match multiple licenses from multiple states, trying to determine which categories they can apply for, and sometimes which categories they don't match up to. It seems that more states are going to some form of licensing. The timing is usually a little different. Most of the time, it's a little bit less than what we require. So it's been a pick and choose, and been working with Janita and Todd Birch on that. And we seem to be doing fairly well, but there are some questions about, did they submit stuff? I mean, we continue to get, we want certified letters attesting to the fact that, you know, you work for this employer, but we're getting that where nobody bothers to have the letter certified, you know, and by Notary Republic. So we had a couple of those recently, and we rejected them pending notarized receipt of the letter, because some of these guys will not bother to register them and then wants them to be approved. So we're just trying to educate people and become a little more sterner enforcing some of these requirements. So that's where we're at. Anybody else have any questions or comments to make today?
Not me.
All right. John, you're all
Oh.
set? Yeah.
Bob, on the Boilermaker license, what's going on with that exactly? Can you tell me what's,
Well, that that was just something to be logged into, and pretty much what it is you can make the border, but then they got into this breaching issue. And there was a decision made a while ago that once you get to the breach, then that's not border makers area of
Right.
work. That belongs to the S category licenses, okay?
I remember that.
So that's where that's at. But when we were trying to do all of the applications, I don't know if you're aware, but we actually oversee, I believe, 21 licenses, different categories. And each one have some very rigid requirements that are out there and published, and like the border makers, well, there's not really a rigid one. And then we're running into operating engineers and their classifications and what they got to do to get certified. So there's a few things that
Yeah, I just wondered if there was something going to be changed or something. I remember when all that came up with the Boilermaker, but just wondered if something was going to be changed or they were looking for something new.
no, it's a very, very limited license, but we had to list all of the licenses, you know, and John, and you're not aware, but we had to have valve technician licenses many years ago. Remember that, Cammy?
Yeah,
ET1,
When the,
E2.
when the commissioner overrode what the board told him, yeah, I remember.
We worked it out though, didn't we?
No, they worked it out.
Yeah.
You
So,
know,
I know, it was interesting.
yeah.
All right, any other comments, gentlemen? I thank you for attending, and hope everybody stays well and healthy. And Shannon, thank you for your help today, and this meeting is adjourned.
Bye, guys.
You're
Yep, have a
welcome.
good day.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you.
Bye,
You
bye.
too. Take care.